Yeah, hello and welcome back, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about from suffering to success is sort of the thing that I thought about when crafting this episode. And I want to take you a little bit on a journey of how you guys can start getting complete tinnitus relief, which should be a long-term project and not an attempt at a quick fix or something like that, because the people who are here on this channel, who know me as Tinnitus Coach Frida, they know that it is about a long-term relief strategy. My name is Frida. I was born deaf on my left ear, and I've been living with a severe tinnitus and a high-pitch hearing loss and the hearing aid for the last 15 years. I've also worked as a tinnitus coach for the last 5 years with 500 plus people from all over the world, helping them to get better with their tinnitus. I have also founded MyTinnitus.Club, an online platform where people come together, where they learn to manage tinnitus in a way that is science-based, so with acceptance and commitment therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, but more importantly, what I always say is people who come together in a positive space. You feel like you're not alone with this condition. You feel like you can, legitimize your suffering. It's normal that you deal with tinnitus in this particular way because it can be very frustrating and very difficult indeed to be dealing with tinnitus. I know it firsthand with my personal story, but you should also know that it is fully possible to become habituated, because if I can with one deaf ear and hearing aid and tinnitus in the other, then you can definitely too. So let's get started. I want to talk a little bit about my personal story again and tell you guys that, of course, being born deaf in one ear and living with only one ear for the first 20 years of my life, but that ear was always good and I never had a problem with it. And I went clubbing a lot though, and so at 19 I started hearing faint ringing, and that was really difficult for me. Over the years, it progressively got worse. So I also started wearing hearing aids, and by now it is as loud as I can walk outside on a 4-lane street, and I can technically hear my tinnitus everywhere. And that's when I realized that I wanted to do something in that space. I want to learn and give back to the community and teach people or coach people along their way to habituation so they can learn how to deal with tinnitus in the most effective way, get better in the long run with tinnitus and habituate to it, meaning that you have no longer any kind of negative emotional reaction to your tinnitus. Meaning that you perceive your tinnitus and you have tinnitus, you experience sound in your background all the time, but you're not particularly bothered by it. And that's the most important thing that I found and have created. It's really, honestly, like, I know it's very normal in the medical community for us to want some kind of quick fix, right? So when we have dry skin, we apply a cream. When we have a rash, we buy another cream. When we have a broken leg, we go get a cast and be very gentle with the leg, and eventually it will heal. But with tinnitus, we have to understand that it's a benign body symptom, a little bit like the beating of your heart. So the older we get, the more hearing loss we rack up, and this is the most common reason for people developing tinnitus. And it's just simply natural that unfortunately, our brain responds with a phantom sound to the loss of input. And I've got many other videos where I talk a little bit about how tinnitus comes about and that it's actually a thing in the ears, in the brain, and not the ears that way around. But that's for another video. But it is only natural that, of course, in a year 2024, when there is not an immediate thing that we can do to get better with our tinnitus, it's quite frustrating. It's quite difficult. And of course, it is easy to keep on searching for what could give you that long-lasting relief, or that one little approach that will do the trick. But in the end, I think we have to understand that you can live with tinnitus in a way that it's absolutely meaningless for your brain, so that you focus on the things that really important are to you, and that your brain slowly but steadily starts to deprioritize tinnitus, and that it goes more and more into the background where, well, your fridge is also humming, but do you ever pay attention to the humming of your fridge? Or right now, there's probably like a lot of cars driving by outside, but as I'm paying attention to speaking to the camera, to think about my notes, what I want to convey in this video, I'm not paying attention to any of these cars, right? Because my brain knows the most important thing is what I'm doing right now, focusing on making this video for you guys. And the same thing can be true for tinnitus. But of course, as long as you are in this fight or flight cycle where, you have these emotional reactions, and then you have these thoughts about tinnitus, then you are distressed and there's anxiety and maybe sleepless nights and your body feels tired and stressed, and you attribute that all to tinnitus. You say, okay, I got to get rid of this tinnitus. If I don't get rid of this tinnitus, all of this other stuff is going to continue. And that, of course, creates the vicious cycle where these stress responses reinforce the tinnitus reinforces the negative thoughts, you feel even worse, and so on and so forth. But in the long run, the only real relief methodology, and even if you look at all the major approaches out there, it doesn't matter what approach it is, but all the major approaches are not a full cure to tinnitus. They retrain the brain's response to tinnitus, but they don't fully cure it in a way of a pill or something like that you just simply take and it's gone. No, they don't. It's about retraining the brain's prioritization of your tinnitus. And I found the approach of acceptance and commitment therapy done together in a community with the brain's ability to change its neuroplastic structure. So basically just saying, okay, you can learn something new all the time. Yeah, your brain can learn new ways to respond in the same way that you can unlearn to be scared of dogs when you've once been bitten by a dog. You can also learn to not be continuously scared, frightened, or stressed out by your tinnitus. Absolutely you can. Look, it's completely possible to sleep through a whole night even with tinnitus. One of our community members recently shared that he'd been suffering for years and tried all other modalities. And recently, since he joined the community and came to the weekly coaching session, he said the first time in practically 9 years, he's been experiencing relief. Not because the tinnitus is gone, but because the emotional distress is severely reduced and he no longer feels consumed by his tinnitus day in, day out. And it's very, very important that our brain has the ability to change the way it responds to tinnitus through neuroplasticity, so the ability for the brain to make changes to the way it reacts to certain stimuli, in this case tinnitus. And it's something that we are heavily focused on in MyTinnitus.Club as well. So if you head over to www.MyTinnitus.Club, inside the club you will find vast resources of courses on acceptance and commitment therapy and cognitive behavior therapy that tell you exactly how to strategically go to implement the tools that you need to teach your brain in order to deprioritize tinnitus, to get lasting tinnitus relief, and to also join a group of supportive people from all over the world, from Canada, the US, the UK, Germany, Netherlands, pretty much from anywhere where you can imagine we have people from in the community, and it's a fantastic bunch of people coming together every single week. I think we already turned into friends, a group of friends, and you can be part of us if you want to support, and also the tailored aspect of a structured program to help you. But you don't only want to listen to certain video lectures on your phone, but you actually want to have fun with people together. Yesterday we had a very cool Halloween party and I was a vampire with tinnitus. Maybe I'll share a picture. Look, in the end, this approach of neuroplasticity and acceptance and commitment therapy is one that's highly effective, but it needs time. Right? With anything in life, you need time. If you learn a language, it needs time. And the same way, like learning vocabulary, you're going to take little steps with your tinnitus. You're going to take little steps in which your brain starts to learn that tinnitus is not as dangerous. And you can totally and absolutely live with the thoughts and emotions that come with tinnitus. And slowly but steadily, using all of these tools, we have tons of tools in there that we will work for you, and we individualize all of them in the coaching sessions so that you get your individual tinnitus management plan, but that you integrate all of these tools and tips and tricks into your daily life so that over time, tinnitus can fade into the background by itself. And I'd like to share the story of another club member who, went to our weekly group coaching and found so much support in the community that it shifted his perception entirely. And I just got to look at my notes here a little bit, what he said. So he says, every week I'm inspired by the progress our members make, and the people are really sleeping better, feeling less anxious, and most importantly, they really start to reclaim their lives. And it's not just because of the people who are there, it's because of the power of the community as a whole. There's such a great support network filled with people who truly get it, and it's become a source of strength and healing also in other areas of his life. And I think that is just a fantastic quote. And I want to encourage you, if you do feel like you need that kind of support, if you do feel like you need to be ready for that next step and elevate your tinnitus journey to the next level, then you can either just check out the free course that we have available. There's a link in the resources below, a free 4-day course to tinnitus that way around, or directly jump in and do, for example, the 8 weeks course to tinnitus habituation along with the weekly group coachings that we have inside MyTinnitus.Club. And of course, in there, you'll also be able to find a 7-day free trial. And we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you say, like, I've tried so much, but let me just try this as well. I'm so confident that we will long-lastingly transform your journey with tinnitus. And if you come to the meetings and do the work, you will see those results. Same thing. A fitness coach is not going to say to you, like, okay, you hire me as a fitness coach, and in your sleep, I'll be creating your fit six-pack abs. No, the fitness coach can't do that. What he can do is say, I can give you the right program and you can get on the right program, but you got to go onto the treadmill alone. And we do exactly that. We help you get on the treadmill. We show you how to use the treadmill and to create long-lasting results, not with the treadmill, but with your tinnitus. And yeah, I want to thank you as usual for tuning into this a little episode here today. It's been a huge pleasure. In November, I'm going to be speaking at a big tinnitus symposium, online tinnitus symposium in the US. So if you're interested in that, just send me a message, drop me a comment, and I'm going to share the link to the registration for you so you can get your own ticket for the tinnitus conference. Other great speakers are going to be there, such as Glenn from Rewiring Tinnitus. He's a fantastic guy. I've been keeping in touch with him a lot. We want to be working and combine our efforts a little bit more in future, because I really believe in Glenn's approach as well. He's a fantastic person, and he's been around for so long and has helped thousands of people with their tinnitus. And I hope that this has been useful for you. If you like, then please consider subscribing, leave us a comment below, and super grateful for being able to help you, and hope that this little episode has shed a little bit of light of what we do inside the club, how a normal tinnitus relief journey could look like when someone starts dealing with tinnitus and gets told by their ENT or audiologist there's not much we can do. And the things that I believe is there is a lot you can do, but you have to do it. Same thing. There's a lot of weights in the gym that you can use, but you have to use them. So we have a lot of tools for you. If you are ready, go to www.MyTinnitus.Club. And we'll see you over there. Thank you very much for tuning in. And until the next one, goodbye.